Hey guys, welcome back to the Bruce Williams channel. In today's video, I'd like to talk a little bit about the recent Rolex rumor that the turquoise color of the Oyster Perpetual will shortly be or will soon be discontinued from Rolex. And let me say, I got this information from Mark Goldberg, who's a personal friend of mine. He has an awesome YouTube channel. He's very connected in the Rolex world. He has some sources and moles and whatnot. I kind of get into all that. I enjoy, the speculation and the drama a little bit. I will admit that. But Mark, he has independently verified this information with multiple sources, different authorized dealers, and not under the same company. So I think it's more likely than not that this rumor comes to fruition within the next couple months. Now, obviously it could not. It could be just a rumor, and there could be no substance to it. But there is precedent for Rolex to come out with something awesome and have a relatively short production run of under 2 years and then axe it and then move on. There is some precedent with these specific colors. The original Stella dials, they came out in the 1970s that honestly didn't sell all that well, 50 years ago. And each color was in production from roughly 1 to 3 years. And so there is precedent for Rolex to come out with something awesome and bold and then discontinue it within a relatively short amount of time. And if this happens, depending on when they actually stop production, this turquoise color, the hottest color that everybody wants, it could have been in production for 2 years or less, a year and a half. It could be a very rare unicorn in the future. And right now, let's talk about the current market with this release because it's absolutely wild. The retail price is $5,900. So roughly $6,000, depending on local taxes, you might spend, 6.5 for this watch brand new at retail, and it's being traded for $18,000. And this is pre-speculation of discontinuation. This is pre-rumor here, 18 grand. And no, it's not just being listed at 18 and being sold for like 15, 16. It's being sold for 18. In fact, Mark bought one at $18,000 from David SW. And it was his, at least in his opinion, his last chance or his last opportunity to secure this lovely turquoise color before it's officially discontinued and the word gets out, from Rolex, and he will not have an opportunity and the price will, go up even more. And I mean, I got to give Mark props because he put his money where his mouth is and, he's trusting his sources. He's buying a watch that cost $6,000 at retail. Obviously he paid 3 times that, which if you think about is just crazy because if you had 18 grand, you could buy something in precious metal. You could buy a really respectable number of different complications. You could do a whole lot with 18 grand, but Mark bought a mass-produced stainless steel Rolex in an awesome color. And so I got to respect him, give him some props for doing that. And I'm excited for him. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the value because we're on the precipice of something truly stupid happening. I mean, would you be surprised if the word came out, officially discontinued, under 2-year production run? Would you be surprised to see this watch being sold for 26 grand, 28 grand, 32 grand? I mean, I've learned never to be surprised at what happens in the Rolex scene when it comes to hot models, stainless steel models, rare dogs that go up and up. Like I remember, and you guys probably remember this too, when the Panda Daytona first crossed 20 grand. And everyone was saying, there's no way a stainless steel Daytona should ever be, selling for 20 grand. The bubble's going to burst. It's plateaued. People that are buying this at 20 are stupid. They're crazy. And those same people that said those things are probably kicking themselves right now because that watch is almost at 40 grand. I mean, it's just wild what happens. And so what would you be surprised to see, or what would you not be surprised to see? I kind of think of this situation almost like a train wreck. Like I want to watch what happens, but at the same time, I don't. I mean, it's absolutely wild. I know in the comment section, there's going to be moaners and groaners and, speculators and people that are excited about this. And there's going to be a wide spectrum, a lot of negativity, some positivity. Again, it's a train wreck. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I kind of want to see the watch enthusiast community reaction. And at the same time, I don't, because it's just going to be crazy. So let me talk about a couple things here as we close. I've heard a couple people say, well, Bruce, Mark's just making up this rumor. He's trying to, fan the flame so he can make a quick buck by starting hype. And I thought about that. And you know what? If you think that is taking place, you don't know Mark, I do know Mark. I've had him over at my home. I've had dinner with him. I've introduced him to my family. I chit chat with him regularly. He's a good guy. And logically speaking, it doesn't make sense for him to buy something for $18,000 and then try to drive up some hype so we can make like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 at the most over the course of a couple months. When it becomes apparent that Rolex is actually not discontinuing. I mean, if you just think about it logically, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if he wanted to make a quick $4,000, take, 4 more clients with his dog training business, something like that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. That's not what's taking place here. Mark vets his sources and I trust him. So could he be wrong? Could he be led astray by his sources that have yet to be wrong? Certainly that could happen. But again, I think it's more credible than it is not. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I actually had the opportunity to buy the 124300, the turquoise, the Tiffany, the 41mm OP when it was first unveiled and released. Rolex announced it, and then they sent all of their new watches to authorized dealers around the world so that watch enthusiasts could go in, check out the watches, put them on wrist, see how they look, express their interest. And I think that was a great thing. So I saw all the new colors when they first came out, and I saw the new sub. I took some videos at my authorized dealer. And then some months later, I can't remember how many, it might have been, I don't know, it might have been 3 or 4 months. I can't remember at this point. But my guy texted me because I expressed interest in the OP, the turquoise. I'm like, you know what? The turquoise is the coolest one. The pink's really cool. Too bad that's not made in 41. The coral red is amazing. The green is not my favorite. I expressed interest in the turquoise. And so wouldn't you know it, when they were available to be distributed, to be sold, I got the text, I got the call from my guy, and he said, "Do you want the watch?" And I was like, yes, I do. But I just bought the overseas. I just spent $20,000 on a Vacheron Constantin high horology stainless steel sports piece with the blue dial. I'm like, you know what? This watch just came out. I'll have an opportunity again. Do I want to spend $6,000? I don't think I do at the moment. So I said, thanks for thinking of me. Get me next time. Get me down the road. I'm still interested, but I just, bought this stupid high horology piece. So get me next time. And I might have missed my opportunity on this watch because it's unlikely that I will be offered it again before it's officially discontinued, because authorized dealers around the country, they're not getting a ton of the turquoise color. They're just coming in by the handful. And I mean, I might have missed out there. And do I regret passing on the watch? Well, hindsight, yeah, I should have just bought it and enjoyed it alongside my overseas and the other watches in my rotation. But you know what? Not really, because I don't regret buying the overseas. I don't regret selling the overseas. I don't regret doing anything that I've done in this hobby. This is my fun hobby. It's not my portfolio. This is not my investment. This has nothing to do with that. It's just what I enjoy, right? It's my hobby. It's my passion. So it's a missed opportunity for me. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm looking forward to following this train wreck. And I'm going to link Mark's video in the description of this video. Again, reach out with your thoughts, what you would be surprised to see, what's going to happen to the other Stella dial colors, what's going to happen to the more conservative colors, the bright blue, the black, the silver. Are we about to see some crazy, stupid pricing, more so than they already are, pre-speculation? I'm interested. I read the comment section. I laugh at some of the comments. I roll my eyes at some of the comments. So I'll see you in the comment section. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.